What's going on, guys? Today is a new day. I am with JSant from Rad Rides Podcast.
What's up, what's up?
He is going to be interviewing me about the TL. Give him a follow. Listen to the podcast. I'm going to show a few video clips here and there. Stick around. See you guys in a little.
That's got a nice pull, man. That is nice. Yeah.
Crispy. So we're here at my house. This is my garage.
Yeah.
I just bought it about a week ago. I actually got the chance to do these lights. I'll show you these lights real quick that I did. See these shop lights? I put those in really quick. If you can see my face nice, crispy, and clear, and everything else in the background is blurry, that's because I bought a new camera. It is a Sony a6000. By the way, guys, this really isn't my shop. This is actually my buddy's parents' house. This is the old-time chill spot. We used to do car projects here and there in this garage. But you're probably wondering why I'm here today. So I'm here today because I have a podcast interview with Rad Rides Podcast with JSant. So I was gonna originally do it in my garage, but I didn't have enough space. Well, I have enough space, but I have that stupid lally pole in the middle. So like it's super hard to do and super hard to park. So I decided I'm just gonna do it in here. There's more space in this garage. So what I'm gonna do is just pull the car in and we'll do the podcast in here. What's up, man?
How are you?
Good.
Good.
So I have my own little setup.
It's all good. Nice to meet
Jonah?
you, man. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, this thing looks great, dude.
Thank you. It's a little, I was just driving.
It's all good. I know, I drove my FJ today, and I was like, maybe I'll wash it before I go over there. And then I drove it on the way here, and it just got covered in mud. I'm like, good thing I didn't drive. Good thing I didn't wash it, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. This is actually the third time I took it out.
Oh, okay, nice.
This week, because I was doing some tests. I don't know if I told you how I was doing some mods.
This thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
My mom texted me this morning. She's like, "This might be my favorite car you've done so far." Because she likes white cars and Japanese cars.
Oh yeah. So in your eyes, would you say this is white? Would you say?
So I know when I read it said it was kind of a bluish off color, and now that I'm looking at it, yeah,
you see it?
It is. Yeah, I can see it. But on all the pictures, it looks white.
It looks white. For
yeah,
sure,
it looks white.
What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna talk about the Nissan Rogue.
Dude, that's like got big power, dude. I took a trip up to our camp one time, and I had to take this car because it's better on gas mileage. And I remember driving it. And I was just like, dude, this thing is the worst car ever. Yeah, well, like, I'm not a big fan of CVTs, number one.
Me neither.
But, like, number two, I was just like, dude, like, we ain't got no power, dude.
No,
like,
there's none.
Can't accelerate nowhere, but, I mean, it does.
But that's what I don't like about, like, SUVs that have 4 cylinders.
Right.
Is that they're just so underpowered.
Right.
And it's so deceiving because it's an SUV. Like, you're supposed to haul stuff with it.
The Trailblazer I had with the V6 was prime time.
Oh, yeah. All right, so he's going to set up, and we'll do what we have to do. See you guys in a little.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy here doing some filming for JSant. They're going on their little cruise, and I get to hold the camera.
I bought some sparkle seats for it.
Oh yeah?
And I just went and picked them. That's about all you can run before you got to go forged and everything. Oh yeah, it grabs. It's wet out too.
Yeah, wet out. The tires aren't really warm, but
this thing is well mannered, dude. This is a really nice car.
Let's walk around, but I'll put them up anyway. One chair for you.
Yeah, that's my dad's.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you love it?
Yeah, he likes it a lot. So
I like those cars. One day I'll ride one.
that's what I like driving that car too. Like every once in a while I'll drive it, just cause like you can drive it hard and like you're not doing anything illegal.
Right.
You know, like I'm ramming this thing. I'm doing 40. But you know, like I ran my
like
car
you're
and we're
doing
doing like 130. And
200. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and it's just.
Underneath here.
You're the first one to see the engine bay
Oh man.
finished like
Dude,
this.
it looks good. That's what we were talking, and I kept looking at it, and I'm like,
And I don't know, I don't know if it's just me, but like I feel like I'm just one of those guys. It's just never enough, though.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Like I know every single thing that's wrong with this.
It's it keeps me up at night sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like a bad way. You know.
I can't even keep track of like what I'm spending on anymore. Because it's just like this week I'll spend $50 on this. Mm-hmm. Next week I'll be like, oh, it's only $60.
Right.
Like I need a new radiator cap because that one's like steaming a little bit. That's like a $30 purchase that I just made yesterday.
That's like I was telling him. Like,
these cars will $100 you to death.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah.
They will $100 you to death, man. Although there was, I did take a crap photo of my buddy's Mustang. He had an SVO Mustang.
Oh, because it was a Mustang.
Dude, that thing was freaking nuts. Apparently, SVO Mustangs are like a huge deal online.
Oh, really?
There's like some dudes that just love these things. You know, I mean, you're going to be able to get classic plates on this thing here pretty soon.
Pretty soon, yeah.
You
And
know?
when I'm driving this down the road and people say, oh, it's a nice looking car, what year is it? That's like one of the first questions they ask. What year is it? 2004. That's a 2004?
Mm-hmm. It is, because the design on it was great from the factory. It was kind of a timeless design on these things. You know, we talked to, when we were in the car driving. We did take this for a ride beforehand, and let me tell you, it rides absolutely incredible. But we were talking, car manufacturers kind of lost their way. There for a while, and they didn't really have timeless designs. Yeah. And it was like, oh, okay, that's a car from this era, that's a car from this era. They really have aged extremely well.
Oh yeah. I think by far one of the better of the Acura's lineup.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it was the same thing with my RSX. People said 02, and they're like, man, this thing looks like it's like a brand new car. Yep. A shout out to the designers who did that. Right. I mean, that's it's very, very well put together, and Acura always did a good job. And again, I have a soft spot because it's one of the two cars I regret selling was my RSX, and I told myself I'd probably, when they're available, get the real Type Rs from Japan. I'll get another one because it was such a good car.
That'd be awesome.
Especially with guys who have kind of off-kilter cars. Yeah. I want to know the reason why they decided to buy it.
So the funny thing is that prior to this car, I actually also owned an RSX, as I told you earlier. Yes. It was a 2002 base. It was a 5-speed, but not a Type S, unfortunately. I was in college. I've had that car since 2013, from 2013 to 2017. Okay. And I decided to get rid of it because I was going for job interviews, right? And I wanted something a little more, mature, I guess. And it was mainly actually my parents that were ripping on me because they're just like, you know what, this thing's like a toy for you. You need to upgrade to something more professional.
Oh, the parents, they always know best, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll start looking. And I actually had really no interest in this car. This was on the bottom of my list. I was looking at STIs. Okay. Just like every other guy in Pennsylvania.
Just every other guy in Western Pennsylvania.
Looking at an STI. And that was the first pick. Then after that was going to be a Jetta GLI. And it was just weird because the day that I went to go look at all the cars, all of them fell through. Someone bought them the next day. And this was the last one on the list. So I went to that small local dealership. And they're just like, yeah, this is it, blah, blah, blah. It was bone stock, didn't have anything on it. There was even cracks.
Did you do a lot of research on the car beforehand? Or
Not really.
I like the.
I knew it was a 6-speed, and I knew it had some power to it. Okay. And it was more power than the RSX, so I was like, let's go for something. I put it on the list.
So, and then did you wrap it yourself?
I did, yes. Okay. It took me.
You have way more patience than I do. I'm gonna tell you right now, buddy. I would go crazy. So tell me a little bit of the process of learning how to do that. So
let's go. I started watching a lot of YouTube videos.
Okay.
So
and you have your own YouTube.
I have my own YouTube. Yep. Yes. I'm YouTube certified when it comes to doing car work, as some would call it. But so I watched a lot of videos on how to do certain parts of the car, and then I did a test job on the hood because it's the flattest part.
Right.
So after I got that down, I was more comfortable with working the material. I started going to the next complicated part, which would be like the doors. And
I'm
then
sure the mirrors were probably pretty
so
tough.
the mirrors were actually the last that I had done, or last that I did. I believe so. It was very hard to do.
Oh,
I messed up 4 times. Obviously, yeah, you don't want any bubbles, you don't want any wrinkles, and so typically what you do is you try to, what they call, glass the material out, and that's basically you stretch the material out as much as you can over the piece, so that way it's already flat across most of the surface.
Okay.
So whenever you take your squeegee, your felt tip card or whatever squeegee, you can get those bubbles, all that air out pretty easily. But Avery Dennison has a pretty good air release technology, so it's very forgiving if you mess up. So if you do have a wrinkle, you can just keep playing with it until it goes away.
So it goes away?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So they kind of cater to guys who want to do it themselves.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a salesman for them right now.
No, hey man, hey, tag them. You never know. They might want you to do some more YouTubes on how to wrap stuff.
That's true.
Hey, if the guy who got fired for mixing paints got a new job mixing paint somewhere else and probably more money, then I think you could do something with wraps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
And so you were talking about taking out your back seat as well.
Yeah, so the plan
because
is...
you do have a family, right?
I do, but we
but
actually...
they don't ride in this.
We actually have 4 cars at the house right now, right? One's my daily driver, one's my wife's daily driver, and then I have a beater to haul some stuff. It's a Mazda
What do you daily drive?
Nissan Altima.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Nothing too fancy.
It's all right. Hey, man,
But-
you got to have something that you drive every day.
And the wife, we got her a 2016 Acura RDX.
Oh, nice.
And I had to get that just because, 1, it was an SUV, and 2, it has a very similar engine to mine. So very similar setup, so if anything were to happen to it,
you know how to
I know how to fix it. Exactly.
Right. Perfect. Yeah, so you're going to take out the back seat, you're saying, because nobody rides back here.
Right, no one rides back here anymore. I want to take out the back seat, but I don't want to expose the metal framing behind it or the body. So I was going to do similar to what I've seen. I think actually the Mustangs are very common with this, is they put a seat cover in the back.
Right.
And it's just some, I don't know, plastic that's carpet.
Usually plastic we have with carpet, and then I believe the Laguna Seca models came factory. You could get a rear seat delete that they would actually put in, and it had a crossbar to stiffen up the back as well.
Interesting.
That actually bolted in. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure there's some Mustang guys out there, but I do know the Laguna Seca because I was going to buy a Laguna Seca. It came factory with it, and you would take it to the dealership, and they would do all the swap for you to take it to the track. When you were done, you take it back, and then they would swap everything back for the street. How hard was it, and that may be a question for the guy who designed this, how hard was it integrating it into the VTEC to be able to work?
I think that's more of like a tuner
deal.
The tuner deal.
And then you said it's just tuned.
Yeah,
right?
this is tuned by his name's Derek Robinson. He's from Innovative Motor Works down in Carlisle. Shout out to Derek because he did a phenomenal job. I actually haven't met the guy in person, but I mean he's just really good to work with through email and phone.
So what you sent? Did he send a tune over and you plugged it in and tuned it?
Yeah. So this is tuned with Honda Flash Pro.
Oh, nice.
And the process was basically he sent you a starting calibration, and that just kind of give you that lets you drive the car carefully, you know, don't beat on it, and from there you just I did like 13 revisions.
Oh wow!
And
back and forth.
And I made sure that I was driving the same road when I did a pull if I had to.
Oh, nice.
So that way we can keep the data consistent.
I'm going to take plenty of pictures of this car. So after this, like I said, I'm going to take a lot of pictures. It's a little dirty, but I don't care. It looks.
I mean, I brought stuff to kind of give it a quick wipe.
Yeah, it still looks beautiful. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful car. So I'm going to take plenty of pictures. RadRidePodcast.com. I think everybody listens to this. They know my Instagram and everything like that.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
You know what I mean? But I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
This has been great, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You might have to get your Mustang next.
Get some more